Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Replay Dugout. My name's Tom Abbott. I'm just hooked up here for a Saturday evening chat. I thought I'd come on here tonight and just spend a little time chit-chatting with anybody who wants to show up and talk about sports simulations. I posted a question out on Facebook this morning. And I'll go ahead and show it here. Let's see. Go ahead and move this over. And let's see here. Let's go to new posts. Hopefully there should be near the top here. Probably should have looked this up before I got there. This is one of my favorite Facebook groups. It's the Digital to Dice podcast, Dave Gardner. I really enjoy his everything he does, his channel, his podcast. Here we go. I really wish I could have made it to Digital to Dice Con, or was it Digicon? Digital to Dice Con. I think that's what it was called in Connecticut this year. I think it was in April. Oh man, I would have loved to go into that. I think I'm gonna try this next year, see if I can make it. Anyways, enjoying an ice cold pop here. Trying a new one here in Michigan, Fanta, the orange zero sugar. I've lost 30 pounds since March and feeling great. And diet pop is one of the ways that I've it's kind of helped me get through this. Anyways, so here's the question. What do you do to make your sports replays more interesting to you? We all roll the dice, record the plays, and accumulate the stats. But what are those extra things you do to make the game more interesting to you? What's your special sauce? So I thought it'd be kind of interesting to see what everybody does. I know I think we all call our own games, as nerdy and as goofy as that sounds. I think that we're all Ernie Harwell. We're all who are some of the other broadcasters? Marty Brenneman and Joe Nuxall, and we're all these guys, and we love to call our own games. I call my own game right in front of my family, and I've just surrendered the fact that they think I'm goofy. It's fine. I'm having a good time. So anyways, I sure hope you guys can hear me and I'm not going through. I checked all my settings before I got this stream started. It looked like everything was good. Let's get a close up here. How you all doing? Happy Saturday night. My daughter's calling me in the background. We are going to have a bonfire tonight in the backyard. We've got a fire pit and we're going to do some s'mores and all that good stuff. We're waiting for the temperature to drop because it's a hot one out there. Hey Rose, how are you? All right. So anyways, back to the question. Let's look at some of the answers. 26 comments. So that's pretty good. I know I responded to quite a few of the comments in there. J. Thomas Hetrick says, I broadcast my games to myself and write books about my baseball replay seasons, complete with statistics and nostalgic commentary. I think he sent me a DM on this because I asked. Let me see. I think I asked a question here. I said, "Cool. Do you post your stuff anywhere? Not that that's required." And what I meant by that, by not that that's required, is like I don't think you have to have a YouTube channel or a blog or something like that, or that you even have to post stuff at Delphi or anything like that. If you've got your own little world going on in your own little world, that's cool. So, but I just was asking him if he did post his stuff anywhere. We got 5 replies. Greg Brooking, Jay Thomas said yes. Okay. And Greg Brooking came in and said, where? Greg Brooking said, thanks. Okay. he said, I'm a published author as well, but I couldn't do what he's done. What an entirely different style of writing. I didn't follow that. Cool. Do you post your stuff anywhere? Not that that's required. Yes. Where? And then thanks. I'm a published author, but I couldn't do what he's done. Oh, is he talking about? Okay, so Greg Brooking is saying he's a published author, but he couldn't do what J. Thomas Hetrick has done. I'm going to have to learn about these guys. These guys are in the community and they're writing books. And I got to find out more about that. I am going to make a note to self. I like using a field notes notebook, but I don't have it near me right now. I think it's in the other room. So I'm just going to use a handy dandy 3x5 card here and put myself a little to-do. Find out J. Thomas Hetrick, and I'm pretty sure one of these two sent me some information in a direct message, and Greg Brooking books. Okay, got myself a little to-do there. All right, we do have a visitor. Hello and welcome. Thanks for stopping by. The question tonight is, what do you do in your sports sims to make it more interesting? And assuming, oh, they left. Okay, all good, all good. This is not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. And for all I know, these things, the YouTube algorithm may just throw this up in front of somebody and say, hey, try this out. And maybe something they're totally not interested in. So I get it. It's a niche or a niche or however you say it. Jim Galvin says short projects, card and dice, longer computer. So, okay. So he likes his projects. He likes to do short projects with cards and dice, and he likes to do longer projects with computer. Love a book or documentary on a season I'm doing or will want to do as a result. Gives me a feel of what's going on. And I replied there, same here. I try to read a book and watch some videos that gives me more background on the year. I also try to play music that was popular during the time. Every now and then if I have a game going on, I'll go ahead and, turn on Spotify and get some, say, turn on a 1970s radio station and just let Spotify play DJ for me. And I said 1977 because that's the biggest project that I've got going on right now. I've got a 1977 hybrid season. Oh, and hello, by the way, I've got two visitors. Welcome to the Replay Dugout. Tonight's topic, we're talking about your sports sims. Oh, they left. Okay, maybe next time I just need to pretend I don't see them, because as soon as I address them, if they're not interested, they're out of here. So anyway, yeah, I said 1977. I have a 1977 full season replay that I'm doing, cards and dice. Well, it's a hybrid. So it's mostly cards and dice. I shouldn't say mostly cards and dice. It's a game of the week project. So what I'm going to do is every week, I'm going to pick a game that's the most interesting game of the week. And that's the game that I will play with cards and dice. And it could be any game that I play. It's not necessarily one game. I do have another project where I'm playing just one game, but this project, the idea is I want to be able to use all of my games, and there's no rhyme or reason, although I may change that. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for. So if it's payoff pitch, or if it's replay baseball, or APA basic, or master game. Although I right now I'm done with the master game. That's just too much for me. That's not my style of play. I'm more of a step back and kind of want to roll the dice and just see what happens and not have my fingers in every little aspect of the game. Although there's some hybrids of the master game with the Merino boards and the OC boards. I may try some of those. Anyways, where was I? 1977 hybrid. So all my games, I might play inside pitch. Now, inside pitch is I just got done talking about not needing my fingers and all the aspects of the game. That's a very detailed game, and sometimes I get in the mood. Sometimes I'm in the mood for that kind of detail, and inside pitch scratches that itch. And I've got a few seasons of that. Thanks to a good friend of mine, Mark Miller, fellow Michigander. Hey, Mark, who has been very generous and supplied me with a couple of seasons and different games that I could try out. And he's been doing this for decades, and had quite a few things built up that he wasn't using, and thought I could use. And so I gladly took them off his hands, and now I'm going to find time to here and there play them. But anyways, I'm rambling on here. So that's my big season, 1977 game of the week. Any game I want to play, any game of the season, and then any one of my games to play that game. The rest of the season will be fast played by Digital Diamond. I haven't decided. Well, I've been using a combination of either the traditional Digital Diamond engine or the Status Pro 4th edition engine. And it's just whatever I feel like doing. I'll let that, it's real easy. You can just, click a button and off you go. So that's one project. The other project is my 1991 Jim Abbott project. That was a very good season for him. He was number 3 in the Cy Young voting. I forget how many games he won that year. If it was 18, he had a really good season with a team that didn't give him very many runs. He had like one of the worst run support teams in the league. Anyways, long story there. Why Jim? You see my name, you can probably figure it out. He is a relative of mine, cousin. Grew up with him and taught him everything he knows about baseball. I'm kidding. His dad taught him that little trick with the glove and everything. But anyways, so with digital, and I'm playing that with Digital Diamond. And basically the way I'm playing that is I just pick one of his games, or I go through the season. If it's Jim's turn in the rotation, I will stop and I will play that game with Digital Diamond, rolling, clicking the button for each play. And then the rest of the season, I just let Digital Diamond fast play it out. In fact, as soon as Jim doesn't make it as soon as he's taken out of the game, I just fast play the rest of the game. So that's my second project. My third project is the 1966 season using Replay Baseball. I'm a recent convert to Replay Baseball, again, thanks to Mark Miller, and I love that game. I really like that game, and it may have snuck up to number 1 in my book. Anyways, let's get back to the question at hand. So again, going back here, Jim Galvin, we read that already. Chris Lavarone says, I try to do some research on at least 1 or 2 players each game. Depending on the game, I'll put notes on the cards, usually just PDF sets. I don't like messing up cards I can print. And then I replied here, same, I'll jump out and research a player or 2 during a game. I also write on my cards, but be careful saying that around this hobby. There are some people who pass out when they hear about people writing on their cards. I posted something a month or 2 ago, and I mentioned that I was writing notes on my cards, and man, I got some feedback on that, and some people that triggered some people. And I'm like, hey, these are my cards. I just, chill. All right. I like writing on my cards. Yeah. Well, what do you write on your cards? It's like, well, I write whatever I want to write on, like Jerry Remy, for example, former Boston Red Sox player. He became the radio broadcaster, I think, for the Red Sox. I write that down. I also find it kind of interesting, especially with the season, 1977 season is special to me because I was 11 years old. And that's just a time in my life when Baseball, I had that kid love of baseball. Baseball was magic to me. And so that's a special season. And when I play that season, I just always kind of find it interesting. Hey, is this guy still alive? Is that guy still alive? And so I'll occasionally do a little, um, check. A batter will come up, and it's not every single time. It'll just hit me. Hey, I wonder if this guy's still around. And I'll just do a check out to Baseball Reference, and I'll see if he's still around. If he's not, I'll put a little cross in the upper left-hand corner of his card that tells me that he's passed on. That's just something I've been interested in. And, some people find that kind of morbid or whatever. Whatever. Anyways, I write on my cards. Shoot me. Okay, Chris White says, I have always added betting odds to my games ever since I was 15. I am now 56. I'm 58. I'm going to be 59 in a couple weeks. Guess that is from growing up in Las Vegas. And I said, interesting. I wouldn't know how to do that. And I wouldn't. I hear odds and I kind of understand it, but it's like I had to go figure out odds on my own. I'd be looking up on AI on how to do that. Anyways, Glenn Waugh, and I'm not a big gambler anyways, so I'm not a big Vegas guy. I will occasionally, I do have a FanDuel account. I will occasionally throw $5 out in a game just to, I don't know, make it interesting. Glenn Walker said, I broadcast the game of the week on my YouTube channel, Replay Sports Channel. I'm going to check that out. Let's check it out right now. YouTube. He said it's Replay Sports Channel. Or is it just Replay Sports, or is it actually Replay Sports Channel? We're going to find out. It's Glenn Walker. Let's look this up here. Replay Sports Channel. Okay. Let's see what we come up with. Sport Replay Channel. I don't think that's it. Watch live football, no. What if it's just sports replay? Oh, I put sport. Let's put sports. He said sports replay sports channel. Now look at this. I am just messing this all up. Replay sports channel. There we go. Action PC sports replays of football, home of the WFL, baseball, 1967, MLB, basketball, and hockey. Reclaw 67. Huh. I don't think I've seen any of his content. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe, and I'll check him out. All right, back here. I've also added a weekly recap show and weekly preview on the same channel in a series called WFL Inside Access. A couple of years ago, I included a 1940s replay as the backdrop for a noir mystery novel called The Red Zone Murders. Okay, all right. And let's see, I said, very cool, I'll check it out. I also have a channel, Replay Dugout. Yep, you're on it right now. I just don't have the time to post very often. When I do, it's pretty unpolished. Yeah, well, just like tonight, just getting on and jabbering away. Glenn Walker said, yes, I'm a subscriber. Love watching your baseball videos. Oh, thanks, Glenn. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, and let's see. Glenn Walker says, I hear you. Having fun is the key part of this. I had my football league title game decided on the final play last week. I think my voice changed a few octaves for you for live. You live for moments like that. My 1984 ML Detroit Tigers season ended very excitingly as well. The Tigers almost squandered it, but won the World Series Uh-oh, my phone just lit up because it thinks I said Siri. Ha! Get out of here. Thanks to Lou Whitaker. Yes. I'll tell you what, the Tigers, just like they were in 84, let me come on back here. Just like they were in 1984, were dominant all year long. As the season came to an end, their bats went quiet. They got into the playoffs, and they really struggled in the playoffs, got to the World Series, barely, and then they faced the Atlanta Braves. Now, that was a whole nother story. The Atlanta Braves just went on a tear at the end of the season. They kind of stayed within reach all season long, and then at the very end, they just leapfrogged over the Dodgers and the Astros, and I think maybe one other team got in, beat the they leapfrogged over San Diego as well, and then I think they beat the Phillies. The Phillies beat the Cubs in the National League East. And anyway, so the Tigers and the Braves were coming in red hot. The Tigers were struggling. This is all cards and dice. How do the dice know? But it just worked out that way. And the Braves were up 3-2, and they were in the ninth inning, about ready to close it out. And Lou Whitaker came up and hit a 2-run homer to put the Tigers 1 run up. They held on to win that game. They won the next 2 games. No, they won the next game. They won that game, and then the next game won the World Series. I mean, he saved the day. He saved the day. Lou Whitaker, you're my man. All right, how we doing here? Let's see. Let's get back to the chat here. Greg Brooking just said, just subscribed. I'm going to say, so did I. And I'm going to put a little thumbs up there. It's amazing that this thing can't, that's like the main one that I do, the main emoji, and somehow it doesn't have that saved off as like that's one of your favorites. All right. Keith Eshelman said, I invite cheerleaders to stop by. Okay. Haha. Nice, Greg. All right. Oh, sorry. Nice, Keith. Well played, Keith. Well played. Appa Eric said, Keith Eshelman for the win. And I'm going to give that a haha as well. How we doing over here? All right. Oh, this is the other thing. I try to, and actually, let me get myself back up here. I try to journal every day. You know, I take notes. I use my highlighter. It's not real detailed. It's not like big, long, oh, these are my deep thoughts and Dear Diary and all that. I mean, there's occasions where I'll kind of write out some thoughts, but most of it is just to-dos, dates, and little bullet points. This happened today. This happened today. You know, just quick little, almost like a ship's captain's log or something like that. And I've been thinking about integrating my Replay Baseball projects into my notes, into my journal. You know, this happened today, had to do this today, don't forget to pick this up. And then project, this is my project, this is the game I played today, this was the results, and just working that into my journal. So anyways, back to life. All right, let's see. John Bernard says, I read books and magazines, use particular dice trays like Michigan and Trumbull, Ebbets Field, and like to search the web for actual footage. You know, sometimes I'll do that. Yeah, I'll see if I can go find that game that I'm playing. I'm going to show you my Michigan and Trumbull box here. I'm going to go ahead and switch to myself. So got this Michigan and Trumbull. It's Tiger Stadium. Okay. Detroit Tigers. Fago, which is a popular pop. We call it pop here in Michigan, not soda. There's Kirk Gibson over here. We've got a Tigers. We got Paws sliding into whatever base. We got the Michigan and Trumbull emblem Verner's. That's another popular pop here in Michigan. Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell. Back here, we got the Tigers logo, Al Kaline and Hank Greenberg. And then over here, we've got Ty Cobb, State of Michigan with an Old English D. And I think that's Mark the Bird Fidrich, is it not? Yes, it says the Bird there. The Bird. And then Old Tiger Stadium there. So it's kind of nice. I got this, so I don't know, maybe a year ago. You drop the dice in the top here, and it rolls. And I like to use the dice that have rounded corners. Is that showing up all right? See how that's rounded? And the reason I like that is just they just roll a lot better. They just roll. You get a nice solid. Roll there. Hey, GGG Sports Replays. Thanks for stopping by. Let me see. Zero. I think I have to show that. Yeah, there we go. How are you? Well, thanks for stopping by. I got two people here. Tonight's topic is, and I'm going to just switch over to this so you can see it. I posted this on Facebook today out on the Digital to Dice podcast Facebook group. And I said, what do you do to make your sports replays more interesting to you? We all roll the dice, record the plays, and accumulate the stats. But what are those extra things you do to make the game more interesting to you? What's your special sauce? So that's been this stream that I'm doing tonight. I've been going through the responses to this question and just chit-chatting about it. Grilling steaks while listening. Hey, I am getting ready not to grill steaks, but we're getting ready to go out for a bonfire in the backyard here. Just got everything all kind of squared away out there. We've got some stuff for s'mores. And as soon as the sun's starting to drop out there, it's going to be pretty soon. It's been a hot one today, really, really hot. So no interest in going out there right now, not till the temperature drops a little more. Grilling steaks, though, there you go. That's the old American pastime there on a weekend, going out in the back and grilling steaks. You got a cold pop or beer along with that? Seems like when you're grilling steaks, you got to have something cold to drink. I'm currently drinking, actually I'm out. I got to get some more. A sugar-free Fanta orange drink. Anyways, somebody in the, let me go back here. I was showing off my Michigan and Trumbull dice box here. Pretty solid. You have my beverage of choice. All right, good for you, man. It's a good solid. It's wood. It's got kind of this foamy bottom here, so the dice kind of bounce around real nice. And like I said, I like the rounded corners. So the dice kind of roll around a little better. GGG, what kind of replays do you do? And while you're typing that up, I'm going to go back to the Facebook post. And let's see, where did I leave off? Let's see, view more answers. And I was saying earlier about doing research. Sometimes I'll pick a player will come up and, something will just strike me about that player and I'll get interested and I want to find out where they're from and how old they are now and if they're still alive and that kind of thing, if they're in the Hall of Fame or anything like that, that I find interesting. And just like that guy, there's usually a couple of players a game that I'll do that with. And there's no rhyme or reason. Something will just hit me. APBA baseball. Yep. I started my whole sports replay hobby with APBA. Football, hockey, horse racing, and play racing. Okay. APBA golf. I've got APBA golf and I gave it a shot and I still have it, but I got kind of worn out with it. There's like the basic way you can play it where, you just kind of stick to that center line. But then you can kind of drift, and then you can come back, and you can, I forget you can aim your shot. And it just got to be after I played like a weekend of that game, and after the weekend, I was just worn out. Just now, I was new to the game, so if I'd given it a little more time and it was just second nature, it would have been more fun. But it just seemed like a lot of work, and I ended up just kind of putting it back in the box, and it's actually sitting over there with my other games. My office is kind of a mess right now, but there's some good YouTube videos on there, and I spent some time watching the videos. A couple of gentlemen there contacted me direct and sent me some additional information and tried to help me along, and I just and they were very helpful. But I don't know, that game just was just too tedious for me. Let's see. Yeah, there's some people on here. There's a couple of guys on here that write books. And I wrote it down. It's Thomas Hetrick and Greg Brooking, and I'm going to do some research on there and find out what books they write. But let's see, were there any other interesting responses here? Okay, all right. Just subscribe. So did I. John Bernard said, I read books, magazines, use particular, use particular dice trays by like Michigan and Trumbull. I was watching, let me go back here. I was watching a video the other day. I have a membership with Kurt Berglund's Baseball World, and he was reviewing a dice tray that he got from Joe Cards, and it was really inexpensive. Let's see here. Let's see if this will pull up. Yeah, here we go. And he has this. There's a Facebook group out there called Sports Games Trading Post. Joe Cards is his name, and he's got these dice trays that he makes. And Kurt Berglund bought one, and he did an unboxing. And if you follow Kurt Berglund, it was an authentic unboxing, and he showed his was a Philadelphia Phillies dice tray, but for $16, and then I think it's $17 if you use PayPal. I'm not sure why, maybe just to cover fees. But I guess it's got kind of a padded bottom. If you flip this tray over, it's got little rubber feet so it doesn't move around. But it's not bad. You just let him know what you want, and he'll put it together for you and send it to you. I think that's what he does. So anyways, what else do we got here? Andrew Rothman said, I like to play old school, keeping score and stats on paper. Reminds me of when I originally started gaming 50 years ago. David Toombs replied to that. I will occasionally no, that was me. David Toombs said, agree, something about paper and pencil scoring just reminds me of the good old days when I started down this road. And that takes me back to my journaling. If earlier in the show I was talking about one of the ways that I try to make my hobby more interesting. Actually, I haven't done this. This is something I'm going to start doing, but I do journal. And I have a journal that I keep every day. It's nothing crazy. It's kind of like a captain's log, where just, hey, this happened today, that happened today, just quick bullet points. It's not like, oh, dear diary, every now and then I might do a little dear diary or something in there, but mostly it's just bullet points, sometimes a quote. But I'm thinking about working my replays into my journal. Hey, played this game today, this was the results, this was interesting about it, that kind of thing. Just keeping that along in my journal. So, and I have learned that little pound that I did there, I have learned not to do that when I'm streaming, because when I tap my desk and tap my computer, man, that's like, I've watched my video afterwards, and man, that's just really loud. So, yeah, try not to do that. Anyways, the whole reason I said that, there is something about paper. You know, I've kept digital journals, and I still do. But there is something about paper. When I say I still do, I mean, like, you know, I start with paper, and then if there's something that ends up in my notebook that I know I might need later, and I might need the ability to search for it, I'll put it in my digital notebook. But there is something about pen and paper and writing stuff down, and there's just something about that. Can't explain it. I think there's some science behind that, but yeah. Well, it is 7:43. I've been babbling on here for 35 minutes and 38 seconds. Um, let me go ahead and hide that. Let's see. I forgot to put up here, GGG was grilling steaks while listening to me. He's drinking the beverage of his choice. I asked him what he's drinking, pop or beer, and he said the beverage of his choice. He plays APBA baseball, football, hockey, horse racing, and play racing, and APBA golf. So, all right, everybody. Well, thanks for stopping by the Replay Dugout. I appreciate you. If you're watching this later and you made it this far, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, do the old like and subscribe and leave a comment and all that good stuff. And I'm going to have a bonfire tonight with my family. And you guys enjoy. GGG. Good night back to you. I appreciate it. And yeah, God bless. Bye-bye.